Hey everyone, it's Clint. Welcome to Sweetcast. I have a very small window of time here to make a video for you. So here I go. This is going to be good. I want to talk about Sylvester Stallone, the Expendables, and your boy Zach, Richard C. Meyer, because I think there's some interesting developments. I don't know. We're going to gawk at some stuff. First, before we get into that, Downcast Rise and Fall is on Indiegogo right now. You can check it out. It's in the description below. Here we go. All right, so the Expendables. I was really interested in this because Sylvester Stallone recently put on Twitter and Instagram images that are from the comic. This is interesting to me because, first off, Richard C. Meyer has already proven that he knows how to sell an awful lot of comics and make very successful crowdfunding campaigns. What I hadn't seen up until this point is what Sylvester Stallone can add to, the project. So right off the bat, the project had been hitting numbers that I would expect from any book that Zach puts out. What I wanted to see is look at some of the press coverage. So if I Google the Expendables and look at the news link, I can scroll down here and I see Sylvester Stallone all over the place and images from the crowdfunding campaign. I'm kind of shocked at how many different news outlets picked this up online. The list just keeps going on, and there are pages and pages of it. From there, I was actually wondering, what is this, how dialed into Sylvester Stallone are these articles? And the answer is quite a lot. They're really dialed into Sylvester Stallone. In fact, if I do a Control F and I'm searching to find Richard C. Meyer's name in here, it is nowhere to be found in any of these articles. Chuck Dixon's name does show up, but I'm looking at, here's this cinema blend, and no mention of Richard C. Meyer. Here's another one, Digital Spy, no mention of Richard C. Meyer, but again, yes, Sylvester Stallone and Chuck Dixon. This one, Blood Disgusting. What kind of website is this? Blood Disgusting, no mention again of Richard C. Meyer. Here's another one, yet another site. I don't even know what site this is. Jawblow.com. Still no mention of Richard C. Meyer at all. And I would argue that he's the one publishing the book. He's the one that I don't know what went on behind the scenes. He didn't write the first one, the main story, so I get that. That makes sense. But, I mean, he's pretty big deal to the project. But guess which news outlet did mention Richard C. Meyer? Not only that, why do we say C. Meyer? Why don't we just say Richard Meyer? I'm going to start changing that. Richard Meyer. Right here in Bleeding Cool, the very first name that's mentioned on the project is Richard Meyer. Now, when I got reading through this, at first I thought, oh my goodness, Bleeding Cool has done it. Finally, they've done it. They've treated Richard Meyer like a regular comic book writer, like a regular comic book publisher. There was a news item, a straightforward way to tell that news, and Bleeding Cool, of all news outlets, actually did it. I'm just overjoyed about this. In recent days, Richard Meyer has launched an Indiegogo campaign for a graphic novel with the Expendables license. Expendables Go to Hell. The graphic novel is to be written by Bane co-creator Chuck Dixon, who wrote previous Expendables comics with Dynamite owned licenses, and will be co-written by Expendables star producer Sylvester Stallone. It already raised over $80,000, yada, yada, yada. There's an image from the campaign, and you'd think that the article would end there, because that's where it would end. If Kelly Sue DeConnick were crowdfunding something, that's where it would end. If Gil Simone were crowdfunding something, if literally anybody else was crowdfunding something, that's where the story would end. But no, that's not how Bleeding Cool handles things. So Bleeding Cool gets into some very weird specifics to add an asterisk to this news. One is that Dynamite Entertainment let the Expendables license lapse, and therefore they didn't own the license to the comics anymore. So, Richard could do it. The other thing is that he called it Destination Comics. Did I miss this video? I watch an awful lot of Comics Matters videos, and Destination Comics was not in any that I watched, so I kind of feel bad or stupid that I didn't know that was the name of a new publisher, apparently. I don't know how much I trust this at all, though, and I'll show you why in a minute here. So basically, he goes through some of the specifics as to why on earth Richard has the ability and the rights to publish the Expendables. He also goes through that there is a plan for it to go to the direct market. This is a wild speculation based off of rumor. Again, we'll get to this in a minute. And then it's going to go to Comixology. I don't know how much to trust any of what he has said here, and that's because he heard it from somebody. He even says that. He's heard. Here's the key phrase here. He says, I have been told, ... You can fill in whatever you want after that, I have been told, because after that, it just doesn't matter what you say. You've been told by an anonymous source that X, Y, and Z. Now you'll notice there's a big, fat, bold update here. This is so ridiculous. The reason for the update is because what he's saying is not true. He basically said that this new comic publisher, Destination Comics, was going to team up with some other existing publisher, some mysterious publisher that he would use to get the book into the direct market through Diamond. None of that is true. So whenever you hear, I have been told, you can expect that I don't know who told him, but it sure wasn't anybody from Splato Comics or Destination Comics or the mysterious publisher or literally anybody else. So here's the update. After publication, Meyer contacted Bleeding Cool to say, I have not had any discussions with any other companies to do a Malibu Image type of publishing deal, nor has a deal of that type been offered to me by anyone. So this begs the question, where are you getting your information from, and why on earth is it even in this article at all? The attempt to just find dirt, this is just good news. Can it just be good news? This is an article with good news, but you have to find a way to spin it to make it not good news or something shady about it. But the only thing shady is your sources. All right, and then he goes into Meyer has proved to be a controversial figure in recent years, and then he goes into everything, including Dark Roast. He demanded that a writer of G.I. Joe be fired. He, oh my gosh. Why? All right, goes through a litany of internet crimes, and I say that, I'm joking. He hasn't done anything. Nothing, okay? He goes in on a logo, he talks about Mark Waid, Okay, and then Chuck Dixon, of course, while this project has absolutely nothing to do with Fox Day, he's got to drop Fox Day's name here in bold at the bottom. Again, and adaptation of Clinton Cash, again, has nothing to do with anything else in the article, but this is an attempt to, give you context as to why these are unofficial people, bad people that should not be in the comic industry. Let's see, no doubt there are plenty of commentary about such a new publisher and its place in the direct market. This is also the third comics publisher with well-known names to emerge this week, including yada, yada, yada. Okay. All right. Well, so that's the end. Let's see. Bleeding Cool talked to Chuck Dixon, then prepared this article as well with other industry sources, but Richard Meyer did not return emails this morning. Update. Apparently he did return an email. So this is a good reminder, cautionary tale. Check your sources. Please quit. If you've got an unnamed source and they're wrong multiple times, maybe you should quit using that unnamed source. I'm just saying. Thanks for sitting with me through that. The Expendables is on Indiegogo right now. You can check it out. Right now it's at 94,252 with over 1,100 backers. Fantastic. Congratulations to everybody involved. I know this is a big effort, but especially to your boy Zach. Congratulations. I'm looking forward to seeing this number go up even higher, and I'm really curious to speculate where it will end up. And don't forget to back Downcast while you're at it. So thanks very much, and I'll see you next time.